Back at Abe Lemons Arena, final score St. Greg's 81-78 over OCU here with Coach Vinay Patel. And, Coach, your thoughts on the game today?
They outplayed us. This is the fourth time in 5 games we've gotten out-rebounded. And I told them that after the last game. Last game I was telling them 3 out of 4 we've gotten out-rebounded. You can't win consistently in this league if you get out-rebounded. And sure enough, St. Greg's out-rebounds us, again. So that's 4 team out of 5 games for us. We got out-rebounded. And that was the play of the game. We had a chance to get a stop down 3, and they get an offensive rebound, with under a minute to go. So, I tip my cap to Dylan. He does a tremendous job over there at St. Greg's. He does a really good job of changing things from game to game and prepping for different teams. So it's hard to get a great scout on him because they do a lot of things different. They shoot the ball extremely well, and they really earned it from the foul line tonight as well.
So how do you go about correcting the rebound issue with your team?
I honestly don't know. I'm telling you, if you came to our practice, it's one of the things we worked on more than anything the last 2 days. We had one of the smallest teams in the league last year, and we were the number 1 defensive rebounding team in the league last year. Now I got one of the biggest teams in the league, and we're not getting it done. And it's not just our bigs. I mean, Tyler had 9 rebounds. X had 12 rebounds. That's a lot of rebounds from them, but I got guards that got 1 rebound and played 25 minutes. I got another one that played 20 minutes, has 1. I got another one that plays 20 minutes, has 0. Lou Dunbar plays 30 minutes and has 0. And so it's not just the bigs. It's our guards aren't getting enough rebounds right now. And, if you look at theirs, every kid that played that's a guard for them has 2 rebounds or more. So, I think our guards got to help our post players out.
Third straight big game by Alderman. He had 24 and 9 today. I think the biggest key to that is him not getting into early foul trouble. He gets so quick, too, and has to go sit on the bench. How have you worked with Tyler to maybe get him to turn the corner these last 3 games?
Really, I just think our team's done a better job of getting the basketball inside to him. And I think the fact that the other team's post players are getting into foul trouble instead of him has helped because we are getting the ball in. And so, early in the season, people were going right at him, and now we're actually going at the other team's best post player by throwing it into him early. But he's got to take care of the basketball. He's getting double-teamed, and we work on that, and he knows it's coming. We got guys cutting and moving, and he has 4 turnovers today, and that's a lot for him. And then Xavier Smith has 4 turnovers. So, 8 from our starting 2 post players is a lot of turnovers for those 2 guys, and they shouldn't have that many. So, he's getting better, no question about it, especially statistically. His points and rebounds have been up the last 3 games, a ton, and that helps losing Terrence. And, it hurt us losing Cyrus for the entire – we lost John Reed for the entire first half because he banged his knee up. Trainers worked on him, got him back for the second half, and then the second half we lose Cyrus for the whole second half. And we're just not deep enough to lose ball-handling guards like that, especially after losing Terrence. So, it's a little bit frustrating and discouraging with these guys going down. And it's not a toughness thing, I'll tell you that, because John Reed and Cyrus McDonald are 2 of the toughest guys on the team. So, when they're hurt, it's just frustrating because I know they'd be out there if they could.
You touched on it a little bit, but what is the situation with those 2? I know John had the knee injury before. Was that kind of a re-aggravation of that? And then Cyrus, it looked like he just landed on his leg after that take to the basket. Is that true?
Yeah, John, he missed about 4 games. And it was frustrating for him because he loves to play, loves to practice hard and things like that. And so we held him out for about 2 weeks to try to help get it cleaned up and get him back. And we went on Christmas break, came back, and still bothered him a little bit. But he's pushing through it, and then he re-aggravated it a little bit today. And then Cyrus, who's been in a boot for the last, 5-6 days with plantar fasciitis in his foot, gets hurt and hurts his hamstring now. Trainer told me right away, he can't go. And so you saw him with his leg wrapped up there on the bench. So, they're going to live in the training room for the next 36 hours and see, if our trainers can do some magic and get these guys back on the floor. They do a great job with our players, our trainers do. And so, if they're ready to go, they're ready to go. If not, we're going to figure out a game plan how to compete without them.
Another game where you had to go with some strange lineups. I know I want to say you had a lineup with Smith, Alderman, Patton, and Wiley on the floor at the same time, which never thought we'd see that. Some of those guys, how versatile are they as far as how comfortable you are playing them at maybe a position all the way up to the 2 versus somebody who maybe just be limited to a 4 or 5 spot?
Well, we don't necessarily ideally want to do that. We just, we're getting into foul trouble. We're having injuries. Losing a guard hurt. We added Elijah Chrisman, who did a nice job again tonight, I thought, especially on the glass. he's still figuring things out. So it's hard to play him in certain moments when we're trying to run plays and things like that because he doesn't know them all yet. So we're going with some interesting lineups. We've been playing Brandon Patton at the 3 some and playing him on the perimeter, and he does a nice job for us there because he's probably one of our highest IQ players. So he does a good job out there. So it's been frustrating because that's not the plan. That's not what we wanted to do when we went into this season. I had no clue. And I'm not trying to sing any kind of pity song or anything like that because injuries happen and the things happen over the course of the season. It happens every single year. So one of the things is these guys got to figure out how to step up and rise up. And bottom line is to me, rebounding is an effort thing. It has nothing to do with talent, position, or anything like that. It's 2 guys competing for the ball when the ball's in the air, and right now we're not winning that battle. And that's probably the most discouraging and frustrating thing to me is, I'm a coach who I believe in rebounding and how important it is, and it's just frustrating to me that we haven't figured out how to get the job done on that end of the floor.
Another trip into Texas this weekend, 3 straight Saturdays. We make a venture into Texas, this time Texas Wesleyan. A very good team. What have you seen out of them, and how do you handle your next couple of days?
Well, they're the number 1 team in the league right now. They're probably one of the most talented teams in the league for sure. They got a couple Division I transfers in there that are really good. And so, it's going to be a tough matchup. They've already beat some of the best teams in the league at home and on the road. We've seen some. I know Coach Harmon's already started the scout on them, so we'll have a pretty good one. He does a really good job, with our scouts at preparing our team. It's just, this league is tough night in and night out. And so we get a short prep, they get a short prep, and we'll tip it up Saturday and see what happens from there. But I think they're playing some good basketball right now. I don't know what they did tonight, but they have won 8 or 9 straight coming into tonight. So they're the hottest team in the league, and right now they're in the number 1 spot in the league. So it's a big game for us, and it's one we need to go try to get.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. 81-78 the final score, St. Greg's over OCU tonight. That'll do it for us.